Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi. It is Tuesday again. So, if you are just coming to the live stream for the very first time or new to my channel, or if you are already here, welcome back. But hi, I'm Kim from Kim's Side Money Plans. I am a gig worker that multi apps with UberEats, DoorDash, Grubhub. I take you guys along with me for my daily hustle and grind, and I give you my good days, my bad days, and on Tuesdays, I am with you guys, and I look forward to this every single Tuesday. So, if you haven't done it yet and are just coming here for the very first time, everybody take time out right now. Give this stream a thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I am so excited to be here. I have a whole bunch of things to talk about tonight, but before I even do that, I'm excited that I'm so excited to be here with you on Tuesdays that I was trying to figure out another way to bring alive to you guys, and I've been working really hard on this, and hopefully it's going to be in the next like couple, maybe next week, but it's going to be soon. I'm going to put another live in there, but I'm going to bring you guys along with me for a little bit during my day, whether it's going to be an hour, couple of hours. I don't know whether I'll be of interest yet for a full day. I'll kind of see how it goes, but I want you guys to come along with me at least once a week, maybe a little bit less, for my daily hustle and grind, and you guys can see all the crazy things that happen throughout my day. So I am so excited. About a week or so ago, I like to go to calming places. I know we, as drivers, gig workers, like sometimes we just need a minute to pause. And I brought you guys to one of my calm places. And I had a lot of fun doing that just because I think it's so important for sometimes us to take that breather and that time and go, ah, okay. And I said this before, but I'm gonna incorporate it into a couple of my videos. But I might actually go live one of those times just so you guys can take your own breather and moment just to kind of rest and relax before you keep on going for your day. So that's coming. And then, since I love being here with you guys, and I know you guys have so many opinions, I thought maybe you can help me out with this. I've been doing live streams now for almost a half a year. I can't believe it's been that long. When I first started doing this, I had no clue about live streaming whatsoever. I just kind of like dove right into it. But I really want to give my Tuesdays a name. I have a couple ideas in my head, and I want to do a community post of what should we name it. I want you guys to help me. So if you guys have any ideas or suggestions or something fantastic to name these Tuesdays, please feel free to tell me, because I would love to hear what you guys think about what my new name for Tuesdays should be. So definitely, if when I post that community post, leave me comments if you don't like the names, or if you do like the names, vote on the names that I have. And or if you want to tell me now before I can't speak, feel free to tell me right now as well. But those are kind of the exciting things, hopefully, that are going to come within the next couple weeks, as I'm still trying to grow and keep on going and bring you guys new things that come to my channel. So those are the upcoming things that are happening in the next couple of weeks that I'm excited about. Okay, so who is he? I'll say hi to a whole bunch of people here today. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Henry. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Josh. Hey, Bud Soda. How are you? Hi, Rideshare Rodeo. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Daniel. Hey, UDM. How are you? Hey, Gig Life. Hey, Gig Lebowski. Hi, Monica. Hi, Monique Milner. How are you? We have a whole bunch of great people here. And hey, Rodney. How are you? Hey, Anthony. And one of the best things, like, I love about doing Tuesdays is there are so many amazing, like, great drivers that are here on Tuesdays. It's fantastic. I always say sometimes you guys put me to shame. That's why I always say I give you guys what I do on an hourly basis, and what's happening in my day, and that's why I usually sometimes don't really give you guys advice, because I just take you guys along with me as going. But you guys are some amazing drivers, and you should be very proud, and I love learning from you guys as well. So thank you for being here on Tuesday with me. Okay, so now all that's out of the way, so let's get right into gonna first start off with my week and how my week went, and then we're gonna go into Uber Eats. Is it making a comeback? Is it turning a corner? At least in my area, I'll give you my opinion on kind of my week and why I think that. So I had a crazy week last week. Oh, so personal wise, like, if you're new to my channel, now I have a 5-year-old daughter. A week or so ago I had a 4-year-old daughter. Now I have a 5-year-old daughter, and it was like jam packed with like doctor's appointments and appointments here and appointments there, and I was trying to squeeze in like every like minute or even a half hour to an hour I had into gig work until like the weekend hit, and then it went like full speed ahead. But it was like a really crazy week, and I don't know whether it was because it was a full moon last week and it just kind of carried over. I don't know, but I encountered some really rude experiences last week that just like made my head just shake and go, are you kidding me, really? So the first one was, I went to a restaurant that I really never, I think I've been there once, and it's like a breakfast lunch type of place. And thing with this is my thing with rude employees or anybody I encounter that's rude. I am like the nicest person ever when I go into restaurants. Like, I go in with a smile on my face. I'm always, hi, how are you? I'm here for, blank, and give them all my personality. And I did the same thing into the restaurant. And at first she was really nice, and I she gave me my order, and I always check to make sure the drinks are there before I leave the restaurant. And in this case, I was missing I was iced coffee. So I go to the restaurant and I go, hey, I'm missing my iced coffee. And she just stared at me. And like, if literally looks could kill, like, I probably wouldn't be here today. Like, literally a death stare. And I'm like, did I say something wrong? Should I not get my iced coffee? Man, oh. The lady just like looked at me and she goes, I gave your order to another driver. And I'm like, oh, that's a problem. Okay. So she goes, well, can you contact the driver? And I said, I'm sorry, I don't have that capability, but if you contact DoorDash, they might be able to help you out. And she goes, why would I do that? And she looks at the tablet that they have, and she goes, so you're Kim. It says you've been here for 3 minutes, and that's a bold faced lie. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, hello, help. And I'm like, really? Oh, I would think sometimes, like, I feel like I was like a cartoon, and like, that like in a cartoon, like the jaw like drops to the ground. Like, I feel like I was like that driver, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I said, I'm not here to cause any problems. I'm just here to grab my order, and I'll be out your door in no time flat. Don't worry. And she goes, I guess I'm gonna have to remake the order. And I felt like saying, I guess you're gonna have to, but I bit my tongue. And she goes, I'll have it ready in 5 minutes. And she had it, and I was out the door. So it didn't take too long, but ooh, she wasn't having a good day. That's the only thing I can say. But I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? Oh, so that was that one. And then, like, think of Sunday. I don't know these days. It's all good. It just baffles me just because like I kill people with kindness, and uh, it baffles my brain when it really does happen. Um, oh, I was just dumbfounded. So, oh, that's why I keep saying, oh. So then Sunday, I I had a drop off at a hotel, and the customer was actually texting me before I actually got there. Please bring it to my room. It's leave at door. And I'm like, okay, no problem. As long as they, I said, as long as they allow me up to your room. He's like, you should have no problem. So I go into the lobby, and like there was a girl behind the desk, and she goes, "Are you a delivery driver?" I said, "Yeah, I am. I have a delivery." And I told her the room number and the customer's name. She goes, "You can't go upstairs." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." And like she was, oh. I said, "Okay, no problem." And she goes, "I'll call them for you." And I'm like, "Or I can message them. We've been messaging back and forth. I was just reading instructions from my customer." And she calls and they didn't answer. And she's just like, "They're not answering. So I don't know what else to tell you to do." And I said, "How about I take care of that for you?" Like, I was just like, "Are you like, seriously, what is going on with people this week?" And then you'll see it in tomorrow's video. I'm probably giving it away, but uh, I went to McDonald's last night. It was one of my last orders of the night, and I get to McDonald's. The dining room was already closed, and I'm like, okay, I guess drive through it is. So I go through the drive through, and I go, "Hi, I'm here for a DoorDash order." Didn't even get my code, couldn't get anything whatsoever. And she goes, "I just got it. You're gonna have to wait." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I said, "What would you like me to do, ma'am?" She goes, "Stay in line." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Oh, this is fun." So I get to the window, and instead of them making the order because they knew I was in the line, all of them were like goofing off, and they were dancing, and they were like punching each other. And I'm like, "Really? You're giving me a hard time, but you're goofing off? Are you kidding me?" But maybe it's just like I guess maybe because I was somebody's boss once. I don't know, but like I was just like, I can't. Can you just give me my order, please?" And finally, the girl who I know, who's at my window and she knows me by name, she goes, "Hey, Kim," and she looks and turns the corner. She goes, I'll do your order for you." And she's the one who actually did it for me. So, oh, I'm like, what is it with like last week? What is going on? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So those were like my crazy encounters last week. But so the weekend came, and I was so pleasantly surprised in my area, and this is kind of what sparked tonight's topic. Is I really had a good Uber Eats weekend. And Thomas, yes, I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment. You guys, Kim, you say kindness is always free. I said, kindness is always free. Maybe some of these people should have actually used my advice. Maybe they should need to watch my channel. I'm just saying. Oh, so got to the weekend, and DoorDash has been dominating my area for the past couple of months. And I'll be honest, I kind of like wrote off Uber Eats. I would turn them on, but like I had like zero expectations for Uber Eats. And so I go into Friday, and earlier in the week when I did like those hours here or there or in between, like I was starting to get Uber Eats orders coming in, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm getting Uber Eats orders. That's interesting. Maybe it's a afternoon thing." And so I'm like, "Okay, this is going in the right direction." UDM, yeah, I'm glad Uber Eats has finally picked up it again. Yes, I am so excited because it got to Friday night and I turned it on, and like I was getting stacked orders again. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting stacked orders, people." Like I haven't seen a stacked order in Uber Eats in months. And I should say worth taking. I should say that worth taking is like the very key thing. and I was getting stacked orders. I was getting $10 orders, and I'm like, is Grubhub coming back in my area? Like I was so excited. And Friday night, Grubhub and DoorDash, they were like going head to head, and I'm like, huh, look at this. So I'm like, well, maybe it's a Friday night thing. So then Saturday came, and I'm like, okay. So I start going off, and I was expecting, there were like, I know there was a peak pay in DoorDash. And I think there was a peak. I'm trying to think. There was a quest either on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember what night it was, but uh, they were going like they were going head to head again. I'm like, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and I'm like, huh, maybe they are coming back. Maybe they like. I feel like I got like regenerized and rejuvenated. Is that the right word? Rejuvenated. I got rejuvenated on Uber Eats, and yeah, Kevin, I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment. You said Grubhub is the app that's not showing up lately. Sometimes not even turning it on, just turning. I went into the weekend because Uber Eats and DoorDash were kicking some butt. Like I didn't really bother with Grubhub. I'll be completely honest. I didn't feel like dealing with their wait times when I had DoorDash and Uber Eats, who are quick pickups, and I'm in, I'm out, and I know the restaurants like the back of my head. I'm like, why am I going to work on an app that I know I'm going to have wait times and I'm not going to have quick turnarounds? And if I'm getting stacked orders on Uber Eats, I'm like, why would I even really bother with Grubhub? So there were times that I did turn off Grubhub because I wasn't into being bothered with them. But Uber Eats, man, I had one stacked order. It was either Saturday or Sunday. And I think it was Sunday because there was a quest going on Sunday. And that's when I actually get, I got it. I completed a quest on Uber. I cannot tell you the last time that I completed like just one level of a quest on Uber. It's literally it's been months. I was like, I completed a quest. Like it was like winning the lottery and Christmas all in one day. Cause I'm like, and it's so silly because it was like $7 and I was so excited for $7. And I'm like, why am I getting so excited? But I figured I was getting so excited because I've completed a quest, and I'm like, is Uber Eats back? So going back to the $21 stacked order, and I'm going to say this, I was really excited. My $21 stacked order turned into, I think, either $27 or $28. So there were a little bit of hidden tips in both of them, which made it even more exciting. But I kept thinking like a couple months ago during the summer, like it would, like that same stacked order would be like a $28 stacked order. And then with hidden tips, it would go into the 30s. But you know what? I was just so happy that I got a stacked order over $20. And I'm like, okay, this is the new norm. But you know what? Uber Eats is back. I was very pleasantly surprised. And then yesterday, or it was Monday. I'm like, what, it was yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. There was another quest going on. I didn't complete the quest, but during the day, Uber kicked butt during the day. So that's kind of my, you know, Uber Eats. And I'm like, what's going on? But I will say this, and, stacked orders for me, I always look at them as, I look at the screen in front of me and go, okay, I'm making my decisions based off of the order that's in front of me. Yes, I look at the dollar amount, the miles, the time, and all the other fun stuff that we all look at, but I make my decision based off of the orders. I never have that expectation of this is going to be a hidden tip. I look at hidden tips as it's a bonus. I'm like, yeah, I got a hidden tip. And I look at it as, okay, I got a bonus. I can add it onto my total for the day. And that's the way I think of hidden tips, whether it is DoorDash or Uber Eats. But that's, I think of them as, yay, I got a hidden tip. And I sometimes get questions regarding hidden tips, but I know it's taboo and I don't want to really get into hidden tips tonight because that could be a subject all in itself for another day, but we're not going to get into that. But yeah, I was very excited that Uber Eats, I'm like, yes, finally and I'm like, okay, so let me pose this question to everybody. Are you guys starting to see a turnaround in Uber Eats? Because that's what I was noticing in my area. I'm just curious if you guys are seeing the same thing. I know a couple of you guys said you never saw the Uber Eats slow down whatsoever, and Uber Eats is still rocking in your area. I'm like, darn, I wish that was the case in mine, but nope. Uber Eats became non-existent. But so I don't know what's going on, but I'm not complaining because I'm like, okay, Uber Eats is back. I'm gonna say however. So I'm going to put a community post up tomorrow so you guys can actually see this. I got this absolute on the opposite side. I got this absolutely ridiculous stacked order on Uber Eats today, and you guys will see it tomorrow. But it was $9.50 for two separate restaurants, two separate deliveries, $9.50 going 16.9 miles. And I'm like, wow, who the heck is going to take this one? This chick is not. I'm just saying. Okay, so as I'm taking a sip of my Dr. Pepper, take time out, give this live a thumbs up real quick. If you are new and are coming here for the very first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Once again, I'm here every Tuesday with you guys at 8 o'clock, and I enjoy the time that we have together. You know, sometimes, UDM, you think someone took that order? Or are you just joking with me? Really? Who would take that? You wouldn't take that order. Come on. I'm just saying, but you think someone took that order? I would be curious in who that person is. $9.50. Not even a single order, stacked order. Just saying. Anyway, so yeah, you threw me for that one. You threw me for a loop. Oh, and by the way, I got put in, I don't want to say Uber jail anymore, but I got another Uber Eats no information um, order today. I mean, the other day was yesterday. I guess I don't even know what it is for my area, whether it's 3 orders or 5 orders. I have, or 10 out of 10. I honestly, I never even got the email saying that it actually came to, I don't know, but it literally, but I was declining a lot of garbage orders the other day. I'm not going to lie about that. I feel like everything that was coming in was like $2 orders, $3 orders, $4 orders, and it was like one after another after another. I'm like, well, orders are coming. I guess that's a positive thing. They're not orders that I would actually take, but orders are actually coming in, and oh, but yeah. So I got the you're 7 minutes away or you're 3 minutes away. I'm like, again, come on, get with the program or get me an order that like I can actually work with. So, so UDM, I believe all orders are taken on Uber Eats. Well, then I want to really talk to that person who took that order. Can we find that out? Can we do investigative work on that? Because yeah, no. So, Bud, you said UDM, your rightful took it and wasted tons of time. Like, that's a lot for $9.50. I forget the timing. I'll have to go back and look to see what they said the time was going to take on it. But man, your time is more valuable than $9.50 going 2 restaurants, 2 different places. I'm just saying. Oh. So, Diane, you said I rejected an order tonight, 12.8 miles for $4.60. Woo! Now that's an order for you. So Gigglebowski said, I saw an $8.60 offer for 7.7 miles, 38 units on Instacart go for 4 minutes. That order should have never been taken. Whew. Okay. Yeah, Middleton Technologies. I think you're on. There's always someone who will take the order. Okay. So yeah, they're it's very good, very good. Jackie, you said some goof took it. Well, I can tell you this goof did not take it. So I don't think I can consider myself a goof in this situation. I can probably consider myself a goof in other situations, but not so much in this one. That's actually funny. Okay, you Dan, you said Uber Eats has a smart algorithm. If one pair doesn't work, they pair it with another. They are slick. Oh, that's interesting. Speaking of that, like I think Grubhub is slick when that is concerned. I can't tell you how many times like I get like a really crap order from Grubhub and I decline it and like literally like minutes later the same order comes back as an add-on, like a stacked order with Grubhub, and I'm like, you're not fooling anybody. You just took the order that I just declined and tried to make it enticing with like 10 more dollars to go to a different restaurant, but I'm still traveling the miles that you want me to trial. So I think they're all slick, but that's interesting that you said that because I actually didn't know that. Huh. Okay. So back to Uber Eats. So I that was like I will say I as much good as I'm talking about Uber Eats, there's still hints of the old Uber Eats, and there are still so slow times. I was just excited about Uber Eats because I'm like, I think Uber Eats is making a little bit of a turnaround and comeback. So I was just curious if you guys were literally finding the same thing, but I did turn to, as much as I took, I still did turn around. Obviously, considering I got the whole no offer screen from Uber Eats, and I'm like, there it goes again. So, Bud Soda, you said in my market, I'll decline $7 one and then stack it. So it'll be $15 to $20 often from a very fast Taco Bell. Yeah, all over that. And drop offs are usually close, so I can get them done fast. That's like the best, scenario is when like the drop offs are close and like you turn around and get that $15 to $20 stacked order. Like that's like literally the best case scenario that you can possibly one of the best case scenarios that you can literally possibly have. So Jackie, you said I've noticed now that they are giving $1 a mile in my area if it's 9 miles, $9 3 miles, 3 miles. I still want to take them. You have to come back for God's sakes. Good point. I will say this, and this happened to me yesterday. I felt like the only thing DoorDash was giving me was like miles upon miles, but they were good orders. And I've been noticing this on DoorDash lately that some of their longer orders, like they're good offers. Like I took a $12.50 order, it was going 9 miles yesterday. So I'm like, it was at the beginning of my night, and I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do it because I was getting 12 miles, 11 miles, 13 miles. I got like a 17-mile one, and I'm like, okay, well, guess this is the best of what it was coming in. So I I took it, and it ended up being like an $18 single order, and I'm like, whoo, okay, so that's pretty awesome. And it happened again that night as well. So, Gig Cleveland, you said, do you see it getting busier in the gig economy, but payouts remaining lower than standard? Yeah, I do. I feel, and I think that's why, a couple weeks ago, I changed my strategy. I feel like I couldn't have the same mindset that I used to have. Like I felt like I'm like, okay, am I overthinking or over analyzing orders? And I literally kind of threw all the things that I had in my head and all the notions of this is a good order, this is a bad order. And I hate to say that I went back to my roots of how I started. And I'm like, when I first started with DoorDash and even UberEats, I'm like, I really didn't think too much about taking orders. I was just taking orders. So I kind of rethought my mindset a little bit and readjusted. And I I started taking, like, I stopped thinking about, is this a good order, bad order? Am I, is it $2 a mile? Is it a dot? Like, I just like threw all that out the window. And I still have like my minimums. My minimum is still $1 per mile. And I still have that in place, and I still don't take $2.75 orders. But other than that, if I just didn't think about it, I just started taking orders, and even if they were $5 orders, you see me take $4.75 orders if they're going like 1 mile, probably 2 miles max. But I started doing those smaller orders, and I was able to turn them quickly within like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and all those smaller orders like added up instead of me just sitting around waiting for like that perfect unicorn order, or even like that big order. Like I don't think they exist anymore. Like I just don't think that they're out. Like I just don't think, like, the way the economy is right now, I just don't think that they're very few and far in between. So I got out of that mindset, and I'm like, okay, I'm just taking orders. So instead of just sitting and waiting for like that perfect order, I started taking those orders, and a $4 order here, a $5 order here, I was able to gain back like 20, sometimes $40 on my day. And then I started going, okay, I've got this. And I started getting better at it, and I started turning orders quickly. And then it just started adding to my day. And if you really, in what I do, if I keep adding those smaller orders, it really does add up throughout an entire day, since, I'm working 8, sometimes 9 hours a day. And that's kind of the strategy that I adapted, and it's been working in my area. So Thomas, you said, Kim, sometimes hustle means taking order money others wouldn't. I always say this, like, I feel like I don't leave money on the table. And I said this before, whether it's $4, $5, like I just don't, like, I think of it as an order, and I think of it as money in my pocket. And believe me, it's just what I do. Once again, I don't advise. I just tell you guys what I do. I don't give advice, just because everybody's market's different. Everybody has different situations, but this is kind of I'm doing, and it's working for me in the moment. And that's kind of how I've changed my strategy over, the past couple of weeks. And I definitely have seen a turnaround in my daily hustle and also my daily totals. Sure Things Diary. This is a really good point. So thank you for sharing this. If you can find a high restaurant volume area combined with small office buildings, you can maximize your time and money with low miles. I'm telling you, if you can even just find an area, and I'm very fortunate that I actually have one of those areas. If you can find an area, especially on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, especially nighttime, and it's just like a restaurant area, not like McDonald's, Taco Bell's, like literally sit down restaurant areas that actually are on the platforms. Like, I concentrate my time in that downtown area because of that. And that's where I get a lot of my larger orders. I don't do that during my day, though. I found out that traffic isn't worth some of those times where during lunchtime it's more about quick turnarounds. And that's why I kind of stay on another side of where I usually deliver or I pick up at, just because, that's kind of what works in my market. But it's a very good point that, at restaurants and even office buildings, because if you know that there's office buildings and in my area, I actually have, and I shared this with you guys a couple of videos ago. I actually have a, it's one of the I think it's the number one veterinary hospital in New Jersey. And I literally in one day delivered to them 3 times. Oh, Thomas, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Huh. Kim, love your hustle and your Dr. Pepper. Thank you. Well, cheers. Very sweet of you. But yeah, if you can find like that gold place that people are really, ordering from constantly and you're always going that way, definitely a very good tip. So thank you for sharing that. So Jackie, you said that's what you've been doing, and you're right. I'm telling you, I don't advise anybody on what I do. I just tell you, what works, and it really has been working. And I'm saying, even if you do like four a day, I've been doing more than that. But even if you do four a day, especially if you're like the morning and afternoon, that's really when I kind of utilize those orders. Not so much at nighttime. At nighttime, I can still cherry pick a little bit, and I can be a little bit more choosier during the morning and afternoon. But I'm telling you, it has really saved a lot of my days, and it kind of is the difference of me making my goal or not making my goal. So it's definitely been working in my area. So get Cleveland, you said you did $200 yesterday, 221, but took 26 deliveries. So yeah, it's better not to overthink. That is awesome. Great job. That's amazing. But yeah, I really felt like I'll be honest, I like one day, and it was my day off, and going to like my quiet places. I feel like that's when I do my best thinking when I'm driving and when I go to like my quiet places. But I sat back and I'm like, okay, so my area has changed. I feel like the economy has changed. It's not what it was. So instead of blaming the apps, we can blame the customers because those are the ones who aren't either buying or paying as much. We can blame them all we want. But how do I change my mindset? And I'm like, okay, when I first started this, it was pre pandemic. It wasn't even during pandemic times, but it was pre-pandemic. And I'm like, when I first started, like I just took orders because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. So I just took orders and I was getting X amount of money. So I'm like, let me try and go back to my original roots. And that's kind of how I came up with the concept. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to overthink it. I'm literally just going to take orders. And that's kind of how I really came up with it. Wow, bud, you did Saturday. You did $228 in Grubhub and 178 on DoorDash. What a great deal. Oh, bud, you're amazing. That's great. So kudos to you, my friend. Great driver right there. I'm telling you, bud, when I grow up, I want to be like you. But really, really great day. Really great day. Congratulations. You should be proud of that. So, Josh, you said the big $30 tips are not there, but the orders are still make your money and are there, and it's been busy. Yeah, I think I think I was so used to in my area of getting those like mega orders. Like they were coming in like $20 tips, $10 tips, $15 tips. Like they were they were coming in, and we were so used to seeing those orders that when people were starting to pull back, especially during January, because let's face it, everybody's trying to pay off those credit card bills from Christmas time, including myself. I was one of those people. I think we all do it. But, people just people aren't still, I think, aren't really spending what they were spending at one point. And I think they're holding on to their money a little bit differently than they used to. And I think we're we're still in pandemic, so I can't say we're not in a pandemic because we're still in a pandemic, but we're not where we were. We're actually evolving, and I think this is the way we're evolving. And I think adapting to our our area and what's going on with our customers, I think, just taking orders, it just has been really working for me. And, I feel like sometimes tips and trips, we can give them all we want, but at the end of the day, we're just taking orders and we're delivering them to customers' houses. Middleton Technologies, do you get catering orders? Very once in a very blue moon, I'll get a catering order. I signed up to be on the wait list for DoorDash catering orders, so that was a couple weeks ago. So I don't know whether anything will ever come out of that. The catering orders I have done are Panera, which have been okay. Um, to me, they a little on the disappointing side, but okay overall. But I've done like a lot of Panera catering orders, and I think I've done one Boston Market. Oh, and I did a Chipotle one time. It was like a big, huge box of like Chipotle that I was delivering to an office building. But I've been getting. Speaking of though, I what was I gonna say? Oh, so pizza bag. So I did the pizza bag challenge. Pizza bag came. I registered the pizza bag through DoorDash, considering I guess that's the thing now. But I've been seeing, believe it or not, I've been seeing a lot more pizza orders. I don't know whether it's a correlation or not, but I've been seeing pizza orders. And then I did that test, which was, I don't know whether anybody else got that email about the shop and delivery, but I got that last week, and you had to take like a 5 or 6 question quiz dash test, but they gave you all the answers to them. I don't know, it's really weird. But I've been seeing a lot more shop and delivers now that I've done that too. So I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But hey, it's orders. So I guess any orders that are going to come my way, I guess I'll do whatever I need to do. And hopefully, to your point, Molten Technology, I hope I hope I get signed up for the catering program for DoorDash. That would be actually fantastic if that's the case. Oh, Betsoda, we'll agree to disagree on this one. $4 is a waste of time, Kim. $5 as an add-on for 0.5 miles max, 5.50 for a mile. I got a big hidden tip on a 5.4 mile added on for $6. If you get an add-on for $6, a lot of times I do see hidden tips on that. But I'm just gonna say this, Bud Soda, and just open your mind. Just open your mind. I'm not telling you to do what I do. I'm really not. Just open your mind. But it has been working for me, and I like I said, I've been turning that, like, they only take 5-10 minutes, and it's $4 or $5 more to add on to your day. It might not seem like a lot at the time, but at the end of the day, it really does add up over time. Yeah, Jackie, you said it seems like your area are very fortunate. I am super grateful and super fortunate in the area I live in. I'm in a downtown, well, I live by a downtown area that is has tons of sit down restaurants. That's why I'm like, if you can find that area, or if you have an area of town that like has that, gravitate towards those, just because that's where I make a lot of my day, or comes out of those restaurants, and that area. So I am super fortunate. My area, some of the areas I deliver to, they're absolutely ridiculous. As far I like some of these houses, I'm just like, really. I just want to like literally one day like knock on their door and like pick their brain. Like, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I'm curious. I'm just really curious. But I have a lot of celebrities that live around my area, a lot of CEOs, and it's just I'm very fortunate for the area that I work in. So Middleton Technology said, I took a catering order today for a restaurant that doesn't typically use DoorDash, and worked out a deal to do their catering orders directly through them. Oh, good for you. That's a really awesome idea, but really great for you. Oh, good for you. I'm telling you, if you can get those catering orders, they can like bring in bank. If you can strike that deal, you know what? Go for it. So, but you said my initial offer has to be at least $6 for 3 miles on Grubhub due to wait times. I'm more picky on my initial. Grubhub, I will say, I am super picky when it comes to Grubhub because of their wait times. I factor their wait times into my dollar amount, and also, how long it's going to take. If it's like a $6 order on Grubhub and it's going like 4 miles, I don't, I'm like, I'll be honest, I'm iffy because I'm like, a $6 worth my wait time at waiting at the restaurant. So I really weigh in wait times when it comes to Grubhub. So Kevin, you said keeping the wheels moving, Kim. Yeah, that's another GigTubers catchphrase, and that's how we make the most money. Well, I love that catchphrase, so that's awesome. But yeah, I just keep it moving. I am a firm believer in constant motion. Like if you have been with me for a while, I can't sit still, and I have to keep on going, and I have to keep on moving. Yeah, it literally drives me crazy to sit still in a parking lot somewhere. So like I'm like, okay, come on, order. I need to go. So, but it's funny you should say this. So, I'm going to read this. If it's dead, I bend my rules. So, lots of trash to gold to take me to another part of my zone and region if I have to, or do round trips and Instacart oh my God, I can't speak. Complimenting my trip there and back. So, it's funny you should say that. So, the other day I went up. Well, a lot of you aren't from New Jersey, but we have a New Jersey Parkway. It's a highway. So I went up an exit, and to come back, I went down the exit. So I was literally I was on the highway, and an order came through, and it was saying it was like 9 miles, but it was like $9. And I'm like, at first when I looked at it, thinking about overthinking, I'm like, is that really good? But then I was thinking, I looked at the map, and it literally, once I got to the restaurant, it was like it looked like a mile away from where the restaurant was. So I literally took it because I'm like, oh, I'm going that way anyway. So basically, it's paying me to get to where I want to be. And in that case, I feel like that's one of those cases where you're really turning trash into gold because you make it work for you, and that's what I did. Josh, I wish I don't have a Costco close to me in order to take advantage of that, but it's a really good tip if you can get a Costco membership to get that cheap gas. What is everybody's gas prices right now? Mine is up to 3.65. So that's where I'm at. I forget someone was saying like it was like really cheap for them last week. It was like in the low $3. I'm like, oh, I wish I was at like $3, but I'm at like 3.65 right now. I know some of you guys out in California are like, oh, I don't know how you deal with some of those gas prices. Wow, bud, Bud Soda, that's amazing. You did 25.01 last week. Talking about great drivers out there, you guys are some fantastic drivers. But you had to take a $4.11 order at 2:30 a.m. But that is absolutely amazing. You said your goal keeps you, but I think you keep me motivated with some of those totals. You amaze me every single time that you tell me what your totals are. Yeah, Thomas, I said this before. I totally agree with you. There are some of literally the best drivers in here on Tuesday nights. I learn so much from talking with you guys and chatting with you guys. And that's why I have so much fun doing this. And I can't wait to, do lives in the car every once in a while, just because I feel like when you're out there working side by side with each other, you can really make a difference and really help each other out. And I really look forward to that. Oh, hi, DoorDash Revolution. How are you? Welcome. So PJ, you said ever since you took a picture of your pizza bag and sent to DoorDash, I get bombarded with pizza deliveries. Some of them have been like, but like some of them have like really been like good payouts. So I'm actually really happy that I actually did it, because at first I'm like, yeah, this is gonna make a difference. Yeah, right. And it really did make a difference. I was actually surprised. I sometimes I go into this like, yeah, okay, DoorDash, like this is really gonna make a difference. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it is making a difference. So Jackie, you said you did the same thing and have been getting awesome mayor orders. Oh, good for you. I've been getting more CVS, Walgreens. The only thing, only I only have one grocery store that they actually in my area that does the shop and deliver, and I haven't really gotten them, but I've seen an uptake in like Rite Aids, Walgreens. I don't really, I mean CVS once in a, like a blue moon, but like surrounding my areas, I have tons of Walgreens and Rite Aids. Oh, Jersey girl. Hi. Thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate you, and welcome. Welcome to the community. And thank you so much for being here. If anybody else who is here and for the very first time, guys, take time out right now. Subscribe. Also, everybody take time out. Give this stream a thumbs up. Those are the best ways of helping me and my channel and the live stream. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, Kimberly, this is actually one of my pet peeves too. I really dislike how Uber Eats sends an additional order in the middle of drop off. Like, how many times have you went to go do the drop off and you're gonna hit deliver, and instead of deliver you hit the accept button? And also, just to give a little bit, Rideshare Rodeo is doing a live tonight in 7 minutes. So go check out his live when we are done here as well. But he has a live coming up at 7 o'clock. I mean, 7 o'clock. Wow. Not so much. 9 o'clock Eastern time. I don't, sorry, Steve. I don't remember what Pacific time it is. Is it 6? Did I get that math right? But it's right after this live tonight. So go check it out. Yeah, so speaking of, I'm going to be wrapping it up shortly. So, get any last minute questions. If you guys, and if you have any last minute questions, please get them in real quick. So, Mike Dorman, you said I'm in Florida and it's very good, but the DoorDash doesn't pay us more. I'm going to slow down for a while because gas is going to be $4 a gallon. Woo, what do you think? I think that's steep. But I always say do what you need to do and make the decisions that are right for you in what you're doing. Like I said, everybody's situations are different, everybody's lives are different, everybody's markets are different. So do what works best for you. But $4 a gallon, that is crazy. So Jersey, Jackie said it's $3.30 in North Jersey. I think I'm gonna come back up to North Jersey. It's literally I paid $3.65 today, actually. Okay, so guys, we're going to be wrapping it up. If you guys have any suggestions, I know you guys are super opinionated and want to tell me, so think about it. What this live should be called. Once again, I'll do a community post later on this week so we can decide together. You guys can be my deciding factor on which one I should go for. But I do this every Tuesday night. Hopefully I see everybody again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow I am with UDM at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also with Jaywalk. So join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. on UDM's channel. So definitely join us tomorrow as well. And that's kind of what's going on this week. And guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. So if you are driving, please stay safe and healthy. Remember, kindness is always free. I love you guys. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Peace out.